Welcome to Jevam's Research Channel. Be advised that this channel is not for anyone under the age of 18. Also, the research and discoveries of this channel should not ever reflect the personal opinion or views of Jevam or her team unless publicly stated. Please understand that the opinions of the audience is also not a reflection of what or how Jevam feels. Let's bring a curious mind and open heart to these spaces for educational purposes only.
So here's what I would like you to do, Mr. Witch Hunter. Could you please tell me, what is this thing that we call the pact with the devil? Where is it? It's because I think it's with Jesus. I think so. Tell us. The pact formed between a witch and the devil may be either expressed or tacit. The expressed pact, and by the way, for those of you who are in the legal language department, watch, keep an eye on this. The expressed pact consists of a solemn vow of fidelity and homage made. Fidelity and homage. Yes, proskinesis, bending the knee. Yeah, okay. In the presence of witness. Yeah, what? We have witnesses, right? It's to the devil visibly present in some bodily form. That is an expressed pact. Yes. Expressed. Now, the tacit pact, for those of you who choose that path, involves the offering of a written petition to the devil and may be done by proxy. Proxy. What is a proxy? Yeah, someone endowed with that authority, okay, through whom that deal can be made. Through a witch, male or female, or some third person when the contracting party is afraid to see or to have speech with the devil. Are you afraid to talk to the devil? How many of you have talked to the devil? I sent you to the devil, right? Okay. Briand calls this a tacit pact. Yet although it is made with another person than the devil, it is expressly made in the devil's name, important, contractual, as is clear from the examples he gives. Perhaps we should class as an express pact that rather rare insistence of a German woman who, jumping backwards out of her tub, said that example of a German woman who jumped out of her bathtub and said, quote, "As far as I thus leap away from Christ, so near may I come to the devil." But there are certain matters common to all their pacts with the devil, and these may be arranged under 11 heads. Whew, that's a lot of legal lingo. It makes you wonder. But this is what stands between you and the performance of the magic. A pact. Tacit. We tacitly make a pact. In this temple, where we are awaiting the return of Lady Babylon, we make a pact. Interesting. First, they deny the Christian faith. Looks like many of us are there. Withdraw their allegiance from God. Anybody out there withdraw your allegiance? They repudiate the protection of the Blessed Virgin Mary heaping the vilest insults upon her and calling her harlot. And the devil arrogates honor to himself, as Augustine notes. Boom, there's your source. You smell that whiff? Augustine. Always look at who the sources are. When you're casing this crime scene and you're working in the direction of showing someone, of bringing someone so that they can see that their religion and their morality are built upon a who are the sources? Here it's Augustine. That's who he's digging up. So if we want to put ourselves into his lane, you can see it as it builds in history. And the lion. Remember those Bacchic riding of the leopards? Right? We can get a lot out of just a little. It's very efficient, man. 48 hours? Think about that. 48-hour-long pigdom. What can you do? This is really my question tonight. What can you do with somebody under the influence? You and I don't even, that doesn't even register unless you're some kind of trafficker yourself.
The muse, what does that mean to you when I say the muse?
I think it's very multifaceted, because to me the muse is that thread of inspiration, the creative energy that exists in the cosmos. But it's also like something that you can tap into, and it will respond. It reaches out. The muse I met through experimenting with Datura flower, and I understood the essence and spirit of the flower, the inspiration and drive that exists within that plant. Is something that is not highly researched and really scary to play with. And I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know. I thought this was a plant that would just help me with my nightmares, but it really was something that brings and projects your biggest nightmare into physical form. And so that played out in my life, and I was able to make a lot of decisions that was following my intuition. And
so what's that? The Tura flower? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
The Tura flower? What's that?
Yeah, so Ammon has talked about it a couple times. It's one of the ingredients in, I believe, in some theriac potion, right? It is a flower that contains atropine and scopolamine, which is this. I don't know. It's a poisonous flower that takes you straight to hell, and or just brings hell to you. Really, and it's nothing like I've ever experienced before, and it's very subtle. So it's not like you're gonna have some sort of trip on it necessarily. You can take that much, but you might die, and it's really sketchy to try to do that. And it can be applied topically or orally, and I was taking tincture drops under my tongue for about 2 weeks until I noticed anything. I could tell just by the feeling that I had in my body that there was some subtle shift, right? But nothing like anything compared to taking mushrooms, right? So it wasn't until 2 weeks later after taking it that I was having this experience right before bed of these entities crawling out of my mirror that my children could also see. And then I realized, oh, these are just projections from the inside of my mind of the subconscious shadows and fears and horrors from the stress that I was going through at the time. And that confrontation, even with myself, was really inspirational, even if it was horrific, because I realized, oh, I have to make necessary changes and take care of myself better. So yeah, there's a lot of different nightshades that people have used. I mean, it's like
so did you make the tinctures yourself, or?
No, my yoga friend in Crete, she sent it to me, and I did not do any research beforehand, which I should have done. And I created my own because I've happened upon the flower a couple times, and I've created my own potions, and I'm connected with people that grow different strains and it's probably one of the most beautiful flowers that I've ever seen. Where I live, there's two mansions that mirror each other, and in between it's this really busy street, and the one mansion is abandoned and the other one is gated, and it has a huge park you can explore in it.
And went back to university to do one thing, to study Mother Greek, ancient Greek. Why? Because I'll tell you what it is. I am a drug dealer. I am a drug dealer extraordinaire. I'm going to say a couple of things to you tonight. Right? And you're going to be hot. You're like, fuck this guy, bring the music. Right? But here's the point. There are a couple of things that will hook you. You'll never forget them. You'll never forget them. True religion is drugs, sex, and rock and roll. It is the art of using drugs in order to enter the mystery. And this may scare you. This may scare you, but we have to do this in a way, people, that involves me poisoning you with drugs that will put you into a death state. Don't worry, our language is sophisticated. These thanasima are able to be counteracted with the antidota. You hear antidotes? And I'll keep you from going to hell forever. I'll pull you back. And when you come back, you will be enlightened. This is the death and the resurrection. I am teaching you all. I can bring you this. I can do it for you. I'm going to start a Saturday class on necromancy. It will be half an hour of hardcore intensive Greek and half an hour of Greek necromantic texts. Yeah, and if anybody is interested, they're welcome to come. They're welcome to come. And I want you people who've already expressed interest in coming, I know those of you who will be coming, I want you to bring your book along with you. If you don't have it this week, you can have it next. But this is the second edition of the Hansen and Quinn Intensive Greek that they taught us at Berkeley when I did the intensive Greek session there. Half of our class will be working out. The other half will be shooting the vapors of necromancy. And I want to put a warning on the class. It will be on Discord. And I want to put a warning that I'm going to require that you have a strong stomach, that this will all be unfiltered, and that I will take you some places that will give you the images that you need. By the way, Jesus is a necromancer, right? Did I forget to put that detail in there? Yeah, he's a necromancer. And if you line up the language, the Greek, side by side with the text, he's one of them. It's why they showed up, like paid for his education and eat with all that, right? Because he's a necromancer. That's how they work it, right? The Magi. And this may scare you. This may scare you, but we have to do this in a way, people, that involves me poisoning you with drugs that will put you into a death state. Completely rational, very well-educated people. They would go to the ceremony, be involved over a period of time, because there's fasting and there's processions and all sorts of stuff. But at the end of it, that process of entering into death and coming back, that resurrection, gave one a perspective that they all said the same thing. It is being born again, and I'm no longer afraid of dying. Right? What the one thing that you're supposed to lose? The whole trick of the mysteries is the experience causes you to lose your fear of death because you've seen what's on the other side. So, and that changes, for people like Cicero, that's a purgation that can benefit society. To give somebody that perspective and understanding is as they saw it, a way of purging your population of things like greed, right? Which, nobody ever talks about that one anymore. But yeah, I like the fact that you're not getting paid for your thing. I get that. You were supposed to know it, ladies. You're supposed to be able to teach us. This world is fucked because of you. This world is fucked because of you! This world is fucked because of you! My ex-wife tried to kill both the kids, and you know, when they were little, tried to poison them both, got arrested, and you know, that's when I got exclusive custody of the kids. You know, she kind of flipped, and they declared her, the courts declared her a sociopath with homicidal tendency and some kind of weird delusion about me. You know, so she just got, after 13 years, it's a real pain, but after 13 years, she just got back in contact to let me know she was watching me. You know, and she's not outside or anything, but keeping tabs on me. And the funny thing was, 13 years ago, she told me, she said, if you get away with the kid, I will hunt you down and kill you when you least expect it. When you think that you're finally freed, I'll hunt you down and kill you. So, and you know, she's no dummy. She's an anesthesiologist, or she was before she killed a patient and lost her license, right? She was. She specialized in unplugging, taking people off of life support. And she would do that. She would come home and she'd be all charged, right? She would be all romantic, like the killing got her off or something. Well, I haven't heard from her in 13 years, and she just got back in touch. And, you know, I don't know if she's been able to do it on Discord. I don't think that's where she got it. I think she just pulled me off of Lady Babylon. So that's got me a little bit freaked out. Push that further. What do you think of the whole death thing? Because not only you're entering, the way the mystery works is you enter the death via what they call the thanossemon, the death-inducing concoctions they give you. So the people around you, while this process is happening, they are very much experiencing your death. Mm-hmm. And it's known that some people didn't make it, right? And not only that, but priestesses would go nuts. And in the middle of a performance, very famously, one very famous performance, this priestess ran right out the back of the temple and jumped off. It was built on a cliff, and she jumped off and killed herself. You're right. Not only did they bring up, Tommy, the death and have people to be interacting with death, but they also brought up the mania. And for some reasons, I don't know why, but it's very good for you psychologically to experience mania. Suicidal, homicidal mania. And these groups of Bacchanals, the women, when they're off doing it, remember, they're coming from hunter cultures, right? And they're coming from these Black Sea cultures where the women are hunters of people. They hunt people in order to mate, right? Because their tribes are exclusively female. They take the male that are born and they eat them. They take the male that are born and they eat them. Oh, here she comes. Watch out, boy.